listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, bunch of train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever.
There, I think we're seeing another level from our group right now defensively. Ultimately, by the end of this year, we want to have a clear defensive identity, which is built around protection of the paint, physicality, one shot, disruptive defense. I think we did that again tonight. Would we turn them over 20 times? Won that possession battle again, as far as turnovers. So I think we're making strides there. Fourth quarter, I thought got away from us a little bit. They did make shots in that fourth quarter, especially to start. Didn't love the start of the fourth, but in general, we're seeing some real carryover night to night defensively.
Kind of the same thing, just in the third quarter, y'all scored them 35-15. Just how impressive was that?
Yeah, impressive third. Yeah. Built off our defense, and Jose. Jose, Carlo came in, great energy. That group that closed the third was fantastic. But built on our defense, physicality, disruptive, got out, got some easy stuff in transition. Carlo's a big part of that. I think Eve found his way into that, DQ, and then obviously Jose had massive impact there. So great balance on both sides of the ball in the third quarter.
Yeah, all the numbers say, when Herb's in the lineup, you guys win way more games. What do you think he does out there that makes such a big difference for y'all?
You've been around him how many years? How much time do I have here? It's not that complicated. He's a winner. He's really, changes our defense. He covers so much. He takes on the best offensive player every night. He's switchable. He makes plays. He raises everybody's standard and level. That's the biggest thing. That when he's on the floor, you have to play at a different level with him. That's what the great defenders, competitors do. And I consider him a great competitor, great defender. And he raises everybody's bar every single night. It's no coincidence we have a winning record with him on the floor, And then offensively, he's settling us, making the right play, the simple play. It was great to see him finish at the rim tonight. I think he was 6 for 6 at the rim. The shots are going to fall from the perimeter. That's just icing on the cake. But what he does for us, he gives us belief, fire, aggression, and defense. And we're just very fortunate to have him.
What do you think about just the progression Zion and Queen have made, just being able to operate in that paint together and not kind of crowd each other and being able to get to their spots?
Yeah, they're figuring out how to space around each other. When one has the ball, not to crowd, give them more space. We're playing in the dunker a little bit more, opening up the floor. The little big-to-big pass is going to be there. And then when the big goes to help off of one of them, the other's there to clean up the board. And I think we saw that again tonight. So if they're going to put have the 5 tracking, it's going to open up DQ to go gobble up some of the, offensive rebounds and be a factor out there on the board. So, they're finding ways to impact that game on both sides too. I think defensively they're learning to play around each other as well.
I felt like DQ got off to a good start, and this was his first 20-point game, I think, in over a month. What did you see from him?
Well, I really liked his fourth quarter. He did get us off to a good start, and then he closed. That was a very mature close right there. So, I think we've seen this from him, all year. Teams have done different things on him. They're putting smaller guys on him, trying to create some mismatches. take him away on the perimeter. But I thought he was really aggressive tonight, getting downhill, got to the free throw line, made big shots. He was trying to play make for us again, same thing as he always does. But the thing I like tonight is I just saw a mature, poised young man in the fourth quarter. We could play through him. He made the right play, other than one. I'll talk to him about the one play. But he was big defensively, too. Had some shots at the rim that he altered, big rebounds. So fantastic poise down the stretch.
What are you in general liking about this big lineup? I guess we can see it, right, with
Yeah.
the rebounding and physicality. I mean, that's two of the strongest forwards in the game, right, Zion and Sadiq. So does this feel like a winning combination?
It is. I think, ultimately to win in this league, you have to defend. And I think to defend in this league, you got to have size and physicality, or you just have elite rim protection, and I think we have that in Eve. We're working through that. But with that first group, it's going to be built out of physicality, keeping teams out of the paint, switchable, and a group that can keep the ball in front. If we keep the ball in front, better shot on the board for us. We know when we're in scramble mode defensively, shot goes up, it's going to be tough for us to go get those rebounds. That first unit, if we could just stay in front of the ball, be switchable, I think it's going to limit teams to one shot, or we're turning them over. So, that group's continue to show progress, I think, on the defensive end, and then that allows us to get out and run. Our offense should be built off our defense. That's what I want to see the rest of the year, a team built off of our defense, getting stops, getting out running. We're figuring out the offense in the half court. We have enough there every night to close, So, but I'm proud of that group, that this feels more physical, big size, aggressive defense to start games and close games.
Zion's rebound has really kind of gone the past couple of games.
What do you have tonight?
I think it's a 7 tonight.
He owes a couple, yeah.
I mean,
He owes us a couple.
yeah. What do you just kind of attribute that to on him, just his rebounding?
Desire, effort, belief, he's a guy that needs to, for us to be successful, go get 10 plus every night. He's capable of doing this. And so he's putting attention on it. We're putting attention on it. We're highlighting. He understands that. But it's really about the effort and the drive and the will to go get it. And when he does that, when he puts his will and his mind to it, he can go get 10 to 12 every single night.
You mentioned Jose and how big he was in that third quarter. Can you speak more to his performance and just how, I don't know, how it is to maybe work with him and how he can fill different roles for you on a given night?
Well, the number one thing with Jose, he's always ready. He gives you, and he's steady. Every night you're getting a competitor out there. You're getting physicality, energy. To me, when he's making shots, that's, again, just icing on the cake. But it's his spirit, it's his energy, it's the life he brings us every night on the floor. He's poised as well. He gives us a steady head out there as far as a point guard, getting us in our sets. But to me, he turned this game with his energy defensively into the ball, creating havoc, turnovers, obviously making big shots for us. So Jose did what Jose does, and he has massive impact on this team. So it's just good to see him get going again. He's coming off the injury. He took a couple games to get going. Maybe the shot wasn't falling. I think you'll see carryover from tonight.
Coach, the way Jeremiah is as well, he's been able to add some energy off the bench also. What are you seeing out of him to be able to get his energy in the right direction defensively and attacking the glass?
He's focused in the right area, which is defensively. He's a hound out there. He's picking up the ball full court. He's getting through screens. He's not dying. He's having massive impact defensively for us. And then he's pushing the pace, getting downhill, creating for others. I love his decision-making right now. When the shot's there, when the rim is there, he's taking it. When he sees two, he's kicking it, really poised individual right now. But it starts with his defense, number one, that he's getting stops. He's putting pressure on the rim offensively. So I've been really pleased. Since we made the move, there's no sulking, pouting. He's taken this as a challenge to get better, to develop, and he's helping us win games right now.
Coach, you spoke yesterday at practice about JP. This is the third straight game he didn't get any minutes. Just how are you kind of, evaluating that
Sure.
situation?
We believe in JP, That's why he's here. And obviously I've just gone to a different lineup. He's going to stay ready. I know if I call his number, he's going to be ready to go. So I see him coaching our guys in the huddles. He has great energy, great spirit. His time will come again, and he'll stay ready for it. So He's responded the right way. Our team has responded the right way. Now it's his job to stay ready, and I believe he will. Good. Thanks, everybody.
All right, shout out to the fam, man. All things Pelicans. Now tuned to the Pelican post game report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all for being in the live on this one. PPR final in the building. Pelicans beat Grizzlies 114-106. Pels get the best of them tonight, and we improve to 13-37 on the season. A win as we continue. We're going to need a lot of these moving forward, but this was a good win by the Pelicans. They showed a lot of grit again tonight, and of course we got another matchup coming up tomorrow against the Philadelphia 76ers. Is going to be interesting. So shout out to you guys. Please feel free to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and by all means feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Pelicans, Nola, Jaden, Jess, shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all being in the live on this one, and much love to the rest of the faithful, man. Y'all hit that like button and share button. DC, what's going on tonight, brother?
All good, man. Appreciate the family being in here in the chat. Appreciate all y'all too. Shout out to everybody. But it's all good, man. We had a beautiful day. You know, the day here in the city before the crazy weather hit us, and the Pels got a dub, man. Hopefully, when we all sitting up all cozied up tomorrow, trying to duck that cold, we can see them get another one. Pels are currently 3-1 in their last 4 games, man. That's very encouraging, and big part of that is due to none other than Mr. Herb Jones, man. Is they've thrown him in that starting lineup, went with you got the 4 wings out there, and it's seeming to be working. I mean, 2 of those games we did play the Memphis Grizzlies, so we get to put it to the test with the 76ers, and then who do we play after that, man? We play Charlotte, another beatable team, but that Charlotte is playing good as well, man. But not to get too far ahead of that, let's just focus on tonight, man. Thought it was an excellent showing for my man Derek Queen. Been looking to see him kind of get out of that funk, man. He's been having a rough month, and he right on cue. You know what I'm saying? The month is almost over, and he go out and drops his jersey number, man. Get 22, 9 and 7, as you can see right there, man. DQ kind of to me set the tone. He was pretty steady throughout the game, and big part we got this win, especially with Zion getting in foul trouble early. He had 2 fouls, but Zion's a vet, having played through that, man. And everybody else, played awesome, man. I'm just curious to see what this would have looked like if Trey would have just had a normal game, man. Trey's still in a little bit of a funk. Hopefully this isn't something that continues. I don't know if maybe he tweaked something, what it showed. I don't know what it is, man, but to have 2 games, it's like he's 2 for 19 or something other game, 2 for 14 tonight. We got to get Trey out of this funk, but I think other than that, man, everybody showed up. Guys stepped in and were able to cover what you couldn't get for Trey. Jose had a good little stretch there. I think he hit about 3 3-pointers right quick. Then he kept on chucking them heat checks. But you had your guys come off the bench and give you enough to be able to cover for what Trey couldn't provide, man. I thought Pels went out and did everything they needed to do to win the game. And you see Herb Jones kind of hitting his stride too. He getting back, redeeming himself from that 0-9 3-point game, the game before. So good to see from the Pels, man. Nice little tune-up game. We all expected them to beat the Grizzlies, but can't wait to see what they do tomorrow.
Pelicans take care of business on the season series with the Grizzlies at 2-2. They finished the regular season matchup with the Grizzlies. We done with them unless, we pretty much done with them for the rest of the year unless something kind of funky happens. If Pelicans happen to get into the play-in tournament, we'll see what happens there. But 2-2 is on the season. Yeah, and speaking about that, DC, talking about how Herb played in the game, he was solid. 30 minutes from him, he had 16 points. That's right around where I like Herb to be. But he was also out there playing defense, rebounding, stealing the ball. He was plus 10 tonight, so he had a good performance. So He and several other Pelicans kind of afforded Trey Murphy to have a down night. He had been lighting it up, but tonight he struggled pretty mightily in this matchup. We know what happened with the OKC game, where guys were pretty much velcroed on him. On this one, he was 0 for 7 from downtown, 2 of 14. He had 8 points in 33 minutes for Trey Murphy. He struggled, but the Pelicans were able to get enough offense and defense to beat the Grizzlies and march on. So you're right. One win at a time is the mantra going forward, as you heard Coach Borrego talked about what they need to do. And as from a defensive standpoint, let's get right into the team statistics for the family. I'll hit the like button. Pels tonight were 43 of 88 for 49% shooting from the field, 8 of 33 from downtown for 24%. They hit 20 of 26 for 77% from the foul line. Grizzlies were 40 of 93 for 43%, 12 of 41 for 29%. They were 14 of 15 for 93% from the foul line. Pels 42 rebounds, Grizzlies 46. Pels had 14 offensive rebounds against the Grizzlies 16. The assist game was the Grizzlies 26-24. Pelicans beat them in the steal game 13-11 and 6-3 on blocks. Pelicans, man, turnovers went up in this matchup. It was, usually we've been doing a good job of kind of keeping the turnovers down. In this matchup, we had 16 of them. Gave up 23 points versus the Grizzlies 20, and they gave up 18. Pelicans did win the points in the paint battle 68-48 and the fast break game 24-11. So, we did some positive stuff in this matchup as well. As we cross over to the individual statistic level, you'll see that the top scorer were two guys. DQ, who almost had a triple-double tonight in 34 minutes, 22 points. He was 8 of 12 from the field, 6 of 7 from the foul line. He had 9 rebounds, 7 assists. He did have 5 turnovers, but he was out there handling his business, man. He was really trying to have an impact and had an impact. He was plus 11 tonight, 22 from Sadiq Bey in 34 minutes, continuing his big play. A little banged up a little bit. We've seen some stuff with Sadiq, but 9 of 19. He was 2 of 7 from downtown. He had 8 rebounds to go along with 2 assists and 3 steals. He was plus 12. 21 from Zion in 33 minutes, 7 of 10 shooting. He was 7 of 8 from the foul line, had 7 boards, 4 assists, and 2 blocks from Zion, plus 14 from him tonight as he just trying to keep those rebounds up and do work on that defensive end. Herb Jones with 16 points, 7 of 9 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown. He split his free throws, 4 rebounds, an assist, and 3 steals for Herb, plus 10 for him. And, of course, we mentioned Trey Murphy struggled, only 8 points in 33 minutes, 0 of 7 from downtown, 2 of 14 from the field. He was 4 of 5 from the foul line. We have to keep working with Trey and get him back on game. But Jose Alvarado, man, came in and lit the spark. He had 3 3-pointers in the matchup for the Pelicans in 23 minutes, 11 points, 4 of 10 from the field. He had a couple of assists and a rebound and a steal and was plus 5 handling business. Jose adding some pointage off the bench as well. Jeremiah Fears in 17 minutes had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He did have 3 turnovers, but he threw in 2 steals to go along with it as he kind of acclimate to that bench role. And of course, you look at the 5 points by Carlo Mekovic in 14 minutes, 5 points, 4 boards, and a block for him. He had a smooth 3-pointer from downtown. Carlo's game is coming along just fine. Eve in 14 minutes, no points, but he had 4 rebounds and an assist in the game. And Peavy seen some action tonight, 7 minutes, 3 points from him. He did hit a 3-pointer, 1 of 2, and an assist for Peavy. Pels handle business. On the opposite side, not a lot to talk about. A lot of these other guys, stuff was suppressed. We've seen Jaren Jackson Jr. only 16 points and 9 boards. He did have 6 steals to go along with it. Cedric Howard had 13 points in the matchup. Jalen Wells only 10. Cam Spencer had 16 points in the game. And then, of course, a couple of 11-point scores off the bench. Vince Williams had 13, 11 from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. But outside of that, the Pelicans, like I said, man, they did, had some runs going on in the third quarter. But the Pelicans ultimately were able to close down and lock down and seal off the game and not allow the Grizzlies to tiptoe back into this thing in the end. And they secure their 13th win of the season. So we're very proud of that. Now they have a back-to-back, DC. They have to leave from NO and travel right up to Philadelphia. They got a game against the
Hey,
Sixers,
what?
26-21, 14-13 at home, and we know that
I
the
don't know why I
Sixers
thought
going to
this
be the
was
rest.
in the thought this was in the Smoothie King Arena, man. That's crazy, man.
No, we got to hit the road, my brother. We got to hit the road. So yeah, this is the first time we've seen the
Wouldn't it have
Sixers.
made more sense to have them maybe play at like 6 o'clock then, at least give them that extra
Hey,
hour.
that's what I was kind of saying when they
That's
were
kind of
talking to James.
crazy.
They was talking to James Borrego, man. I was like, man, y'all need to stop asking so many damn questions. Let him get on the plane so he can get his ass on up here, so we can keep on getting this going.
And then
But
they play
anyway,
for
go
six
ahead, bro.
tomorrow. Oh man, that's crazy. Would they even get a shit? They get 8 hours of sleep. That's
It,
wild.
they got the schedule is old, bro. They know what time it is. But you got any
Yeah,
last thoughts
it
before we
is
jump
what it
to?
is, man. I like what I saw from the Pels as far as statistically, them dominating the paint. That's always a good sign. They've shown that they're capable of doing that all year. I know you don't have no huge matchup with Edie being out for Memphis, as far as them to take over the paint, but nonetheless, that was a big part of them getting the dub, forcing those turnovers, and obviously leading in fast break points. Man, lost the second chance point battle tonight. Didn't matter because they got in the other, categories there. But looking at this, man, I can't help but be a little concerned by the 3-point shooting, man. We got to get out of this cold spell. I know us shooting 24% from 3-point line. A lot of it is Trey, which is very weird how we're set up. He's pretty much our only goddamn 3-point shooter, man. And he going 0 for 7. So if Trey can't, hit threes at a decent clip, man, we just basically have no 3-point shooting. Kind of sucks. So you still got all the trade stuff. If I'm looking to see a move, whether the Pels pull off a big move, getting off of DeJounte Murray or Jordan Poole, which I think they gotta have something for Poole not playing them. Maybe the whole Ben Mathurin thing, maybe something to that. But we gotta find a way, man, to get us a shooter somehow. That's concerning to me, man. I don't think if we go in here and we play the same way we played tonight against Philly, I don't think we win.
Well, let's look at it then, because this is the next matchup here, and the Pelicans, in actuality, have they've been doing a good job against Philly. They've beaten Philadelphia four straight times. This is actually been having some success against this team, but we definitely got to turn it up a notch or two or three against this club, man. Um, for real, like they were. I ain't gonna say they're a juggernaut. There's some positive stuff to kind of talk about with them, but we you know, and let's not be fools about it. This team is they've just like the Pelicans, DC. They've had on the 2 game winning streak, and they have won 3 of the last what 3 out of the 3. They're 3-2 the last 5 games, just like the Pelicans are 3-2. The last 5 games, they won 2 in a row. They beat Milwaukee and Sacramento, and pretty much everybody's beat Milwaukee, but they also beat Sacramento by 2, so they're on a bit of a winning streak here, and they're looking to kind of keep adding on to what they're doing and trying to climb in the Atlantic Division. They're about 2 games back of New York and Boston, who currently holding the lead there. So New York, Boston, Toronto, and Philly is how the order roads, and they're about 3.5 back. So they're trying to fight their way back into this thing. A lot of their guys are healthy. We know Joel Embiid is there. He's one of the top guys. We know Therese Maxey is another fantastic player that really been stepping up, handling the business. He's their top scorer. He's averaging over 29 points a game. That's 20. Joel Embiid is doing his thing as well. He's averaging 20, almost 26 points a game, over 7 boards. And Paul George is there as well, 16 points a contest. VJ Edgecombe, he's fantastic, 15 points a game. Kelly Oubre. So I mean, these guys have some people. Quentin Grimes. So they have a few people there that can score, and we don't want to go into Philly and have a letdown, man. So Jared McCain and all these other guys there. So they have some talent there, and we're gonna have to keep doing the gritty stuff that we're doing, keeping the turnovers down, hitting the free throws, closing out and not allowing shooters to take those wide open jump shots on us. The customary stuff that we hear Coach Borrego constantly talk about in it. So let's look at the stats. Y'all can see for yourself, man. The Sixers are 12th in points per game and holding teams to 115.9 while averaging almost 117 a game. That's 12th and 15 respectfully. The Pelicans at 114.4, that's 21st, and giving up 121.2, which is 28th in the NBA. Your field goal percentage right now, the Pelicans shooting 46%, which is 24th in the league. You can see the Sixers almost 46%, that's 26th in the game. The three-pointers made, they average 13 3-points made per contest. The Pelicans less than 11. That's good for 20th in the league for the Sixers and 29th for the Pelicans. Now, the Pelicans do attempt 30, almost 32 shots a game, according to the overall statistics. The Sixers at 36.4, that's 19th. Pelicans 29th. The rebounds, you can see averaging almost 44 rebounds a game for the Sixers, the 16th. Pelicans 44, which is 15th. The assists in the game, Pelicans 24.8 is 27. Sixers are 24.8 is 26. We look at the turnovers. The 14 a game is 8th in the NBA for the Sixers. The Pelicans 14.4, which is 12th. The steals, the Sixers get 9 steals a contest. That's top 6 in the NBA. Pelicans get 9. That's top 7. So that's a positive. In the blocks, the Sixers get a lot of blocks. They average 6 blocks a contest. That's 3rd in the NBA. The Pelicans at 4.6, which is 19th. Like I said, the Pelicans have beaten this team 4 straight times. They've handled business against the 76ers. And, we need to keep that streak going, right? That they've won 2 on the road against this team and 3 at home. So like I said, we have to just keep taking care of business against this team and have a gritty temperament carrying into 76er land, man. Like I said, it's the first of 2 games against this team. So let's kind of delve into it, DC. With Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid, that's a lot of firepower the Sixers have, man. We got to deal with that respectfully. Defensively, we got our hands full with this team.
Yeah, man. Tough one, man. Tough one. You got your guy Grimes. If we were due for a random dude hitting a bunch of 3-pointers, I think it would be him. Although he's not completely random, and they still got Jeremy McCain on the bench and Andre Drummond. Like, shit, they got a good bench. You know what I'm saying? And their starting lineup, man, everybody kind of has it going. All of these dudes are double-digit scorers, and Kelly Oubre, the VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey averaging damn near 30. It's tough. This is a tough one, man. It's a tough one. But the way the Pels have been playing, I'm confident for them to make this, a game, man. They kind of look like they found something with their lineup, and I think we can go out and compete against anybody. But I'm not sure we can get the dub here. This is on the second night of a back-to-back, and you going in their home. Paul George, obviously, he's not playing up to $50 million a year, but he's playing a lot better than he played last year. You got Joel Embiid, who's still Joel Embiid, probably still trying to take it easy, man. This dude gets so many injuries. Almost a similar thing with Zion. Him and Zion numbers are probably, close. Other than Zion don't shoot 3-pointers. I know he's averaging 6.7 points a game, but I think Jared McCain, maybe a game or 2 ago, he had like 20 points or something like that. The Sixers, they got a nice 8 or 9 guys, man, they could throw out there. And everybody is a threat to give you problems. So the matchup with Embiid and Queen is going to be an interesting one. I still don't think that they exactly have an answer for Zion, right? But with Trey being in a slump the way he is, having a combination of VJ Edgecombe and Kelly Oubre putting on him, I'm not sure if Trey, this is the game where he returns to form, but maybe he will. Herb is going to be Herb. Sadiq is going to be Sadiq. Zion is going to be Zion. So if you want to look at it from that aspect, I don't really see them as having a whole bunch of answers for what we've been doing as late either. And I think this game is going to come down to clutch minutes. It's going to look different than the Grizzly game. Probably a little bit more close to what you saw with OKC, maybe minus the horrible officiating. So this will be a game where the Pelicans can prove that they've improved on being able to close out games, because I think the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be ready. They're in their home. I don't think they're playing tonight. And we're going to have to bring our A game, man. And it's going to take us hitting some three-pointers. We ain't got to be marksmen, but I don't think we can just win this game on hustle. Philly gets a lot of turnovers too. That they're like probably right behind us in steals. So, you got a team. What are their rebounding stats? They have 15, 16 in rebounding. So we're a little better than them rebounding, man. It's pretty even matchup. So this is a tough one, Q.
Yeah, it definitely is a tough matchup, man. All the top big players are there. Embiid, Maxey, all those guys. And yeah, the Pelicans definitely got to play defense, and they got to bring some offense with them, man.
We got to
No
get
doubt
some
about it.
points in that backcourt too, man. With Tyrese Maxey averaging 30, we're gonna have to see a solid game from Fears. Well, obviously, I guess we're not gonna play Jordan Poole no more until he get traded. So Jose and Fears are gonna have to try to equal up to what they're getting out of that guard rotation, man, or at least chip into that chunk of points that comes from there. That not turning the ball over, winning the rebound battle, and the second chance point battle, I think would all be keys to victory.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Definitely, we're gonna need some help off the reserves. Definitely have to bring some scoring there outside of defense. We're gonna need some scoring. Keep them turnovers down, bro. Force turnovers, man. Make them pay on the transition. And once we turn them over, and hitting those free throws, man, and just being smart about it. And like I said, this is a challenge because, like we talked about, it's a back to back, and usually when the back to backs happen, and you have a competitive game like we had against the Grizzlies in New Orleans, and then we get on a plane and go up to Philly in their building and play them at 6:30, and then have to deal with their legs and everything. That's when it's going to test you. That is going to be a test for the Pelicans, man, for real. Because then I think Monday is the next matchup when they take on Charlotte. So it's going to test how well conditioned our team is, and how mentally tough our team is, because we've lost so many games. We can't afford to sit down and just and continue to lose games. There's no more excuses. We have everybody back that's going to help. I don't think DeJounte Murray is coming back to help the Pelicans. He, according to reports, he wants to be traded. So
he might have to, Q, because if we can't trade him, then he would have to play after the trade deadline to up his value, I would think. Like, who's gonna want to pay him even in the offseason if you keep sitting out all these games, which I don't understand what his representation is doing. As far as if he wants to get out here, then get on the court. To me, it just seems like that would have been the smartest thing to do to actually get traded.
I'm not counting on it, bro. I mean, we'll see how it all ends, but
He gotta play if he don't get traded.
Well, I got you, but right now he's not doing a damn thing to help us right now. We got all these guys. The entire team is healthy. We get Jose Alvarado back for a few games now. Herb Jones is there. I know we have Sadiq Bey. He's nicked up, but everybody as well as they can be. And now we have a full rotation of guys and our starters. Then we have a full rotation of guys on the bench. Borrego has to figure this thing out, because they got to start picking up some wins. That's just the bottom line, regardless of back to back or not. Pelicans must win games. Now, we've lost way too many games. We got to pick up wins best way we can. Sometimes teams look down at the Pelicans. We got to go in there and surprise them. Some of these games we might have to take from these teams. We have to be more disciplined. A lot of basketball has happened where the Pelicans should be smart enough to do what they need to do on the defensive end, cut these turnovers down, handle the business, and pick up wins, regardless of who it is. And I think having Philadelphia here, and then we have Charlotte down the line, and they are picking up the pace, but at the same time, we're healthy now. We need to win these ball games, man. to build some momentum going forward. And whatever Murray gives us on the back end, he gives us. But right now, I can't count on him for nothing right now because he ain't even around the team right now. So he to me he don't matter until he gets to New Orleans to start helping the team win because that's what's important to me. But outside, there's a ton of other still rumors going on. We know February the 5th is the trade deadline. There are several teams interested from Toronto, New York, LA, a bunch of teams all interested in Yves Missi. That we hear in the Pelicans have said we said that several games ago when he said pull down. He was DNP with no injury designation. He just was DNP because of a coach decision. You knew when that happened.
We just can't find minutes for him in the rotation.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. We can't find minutes for a 20-point, a potential 7 to 20-point score.
And we have problems scoring on the bench.
That's a lie, man. Such a lie, man. We don't even have to do that.
It ain't James' fault, man. What are you supposed to say?
Tell the truth. Tell the people the truth.
Then he ain't gonna be out there coach no more.
Well, he ain't gonna be the coach, period, no more. I mean, once the season is over, he's gone anyway. Right. Just come on and just keep it real. Tell the truth, shape devil. I ain't gonna tell him that we're gonna trade him. But at the same time, I just kind of direct it to the upper management. I said, like, well, you have to talk to upper management about that. That's what I would do. But everybody know what's going on.
You got to come up with a more creative way of doing that because that's already been done. With wasn't that Alvin Gentry go through slogan?
What, talk to the management?
Yeah, they used to exit bus. You're gonna have to talk to them about that.
No, you don't have to say it like Gentry.
He wasn't in agreement with it. It was obvious, So.
Well, he talked about the Zion, playing through injuries and all that kind of stuff.
No, the minutes restrictions. Remember Zion came back? He had those weird minute restrictions.
Right.
He had to play in 5-minute bursts and all this bullshit.
Right. That was
David. Actually makes you get hurt more because as soon as you get warmed up, then you go sit down and you get cold again.
Yeah, made no sense at all, man. But yeah, that's the point. What I'm saying is that both him and Jordan Hawkins appear to be guys that they kind of think about moving. Then of course there are contradicting reports saying that the Pelicans want to keep Yves. So we'll see what is what, man, when the time comes. But yeah, it's a bunch of other stuff. We'll see what the Pelicans do. I know Jose Alvarado is another piece that a lot of people believe will be moved. So it's a lot of smoke around the Pelicans dealing with several players, and whoever Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver see fit to kind of add to the bench to kind of help the Pelicans scoring or whatever they do, man. Time will tell, bro. That's what I say. But time will tell.
But I think we should definitely, get someone, man. If we can't get a 3-point shooter, I'm down for getting another power forward or big or something. We need one more person to add to the rotation, in my opinion. And the Pelicans have to do whatever they can do to get talent trade-wise because this is basically our version of free agency. We ain't getting no free agents. So if you can get a trade where you can pretty much, buy low or you swapping out a player here or there and it don't cost you a lot, I say go ahead and do it, man. Because standing pat, I don't think helps anything. But being in a rush to get off of Jordan Poole and DeJounte Murray, I can understand them not just taking anything because that's a lot of money. And you could use one of those guys to package for something in the offseason as well. So we're just gonna have to see how they play it, man. Still got 2 weeks, I think, before the trade deadline's over.
Yeah, it's on February the 5th. So what? I don't think that's 2 weeks, is it? That's right around the corner.
That's like that's just under a week. Damn near, it's under 7 days because the day's the 30th, right? Yeah. Right at a week.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think you could see a lot of fireworks, I guess, with the trade deadline. Like right at the end of the deadline. That's what it's looking like. A lot of people are trying to buy and they really don't want to give up anything. And you can thank Atlanta because they pretty much set the market what happened with Trae Young. And I think Memphis looking at the Trae Young trade and what happened with and Ja Morant, him trying to get out, they just nobody wants to have another trade like that, right? And how do you follow that trade and expect to get what you really want? So it's very weird, man.
I guess Bryson Graham now he ain't looked as quite the genius after the trade that got the
I thought it
unprotected
was.
pick now, huh? Now it's Trey Young. That's a Bryson Graham the mimes move right there, bro.
I thought that was stupid, but the fact that Trey Young isn't playing, I think it helps to quiet it, and nobody won't say anything about it pretty much until next year. If Trey Young come out next year and he go off and he get to the Wizards to the playoffs and they're better than Atlanta and everything, oh, you're gonna hear them. They're gonna be ready to crucify Bryson Graham with the draft. that draft pick they get from us, man, it gotta be pretty much an all-star caliber player or a dude who look like he's gonna, go into being an all-star. I think that could save him. But let's say they just draft a guy and they get somebody who good, but ain't nothing special. Yeah, and Trey Young playing like they gonna crucify him.
That's all right. He'll be able to survive. He just got there, man. So you gotta give him
I'm just talking about the perception and the media and everything.
Right. I get it.
Because Dyson Daniels went out there with the other night. He went 2 for 12, and he's shooting like 11% from 3-point line on the season.
Can't do nothing about it. He got his paper now.
He getting them assists though. He averaging like 6, 7 assists.
And he plays defense though. That's the big. He plays defense, so that's the thing.
He's still out there missing layups and dunks and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So Dyson is a good player, and I would have liked to keep Dyson, on the Pels. But I also, if you told me we had to pay Dyson $125 million, I'd say, man, what the second round pick, which y'all give me a low for? Yeah, come on, take it. I'm not paying him $125 million.
That was a big decision right there.
That wasn't smart in my opinion.
That was a big decision right there. He was really banking on his scouting ability to think that he wanted a big guard that can pretty much distribute the ball, play defense. And we all knew that Dyson Daniels' offensive game was behind his defensive game. And that's something that a lot of people wanted him to build on. I think Coach Fred was supposed to help with Dyson's shooting. But like I said, that's something that's for Atlanta to solve, man. They got quite a few Pelicans down there. And their record is better than what the hell we doing. So we have to, with our guys all healthy, man, we got to make a run, man. That's the bottom line. We got to be able to keep winning games one step at a time. We get one tonight against Memphis. We got to keep doing it. Like you said, were we 3-1 out of the last 4 games?
3-1 out of the last 4. We 4-8, 4-6, I think, out of the last 10.
Not bad, bro. We got to improve. We got to keep this going. We have to keep winning these games. I think Philly, even though Philly has a lot of shooters, they got a lot of scoring going on.
They lost to Charlotte a few games
Yeah,
ago now.
I know.
It's possible, bro.
It's possible. You got to go out there.
Charlotte looking good though, man.
But I'll be proud of the Pelicans, man. If I know that they had a real emotional game, a win over the Grizzlies tonight, and then go up to Philadelphia and empty the tank, so to speak, against a Philadelphia team who got a lot of shooters. All the top people are there. So, and they get up there and get a close win in Philly and get a 2-game winning streak and then come on for some rest before they take on Charlotte. Man, I'll be very proud of the team because with them healthy like this, I expect them to go up there and get that win. We're not missing anybody. There's nobody hurt unless the injury report comes out and they tell us that somebody gonna miss the game because of whatever situation. But we're healthy right now, and I expect with a deep lineup and all the guys we have, the Pelicans should go up there to Philadelphia and make it a competitive win. We have to put wins together, man. If not now, then when? We have to be able to put wins together. Like I said, as ridiculous as it sounds, the Pelicans sitting at the bottom of the Western Conference, they still looking up at a playing spot. That's all they can look forward to. As Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver and everybody else on his team knows, they are looking at a playing spot. They have to keep winning games. There's a lot of games left in the regular season. If the Pelicans can start putting wins together, it is perceivable that Yeah, it's very perceivable that the Pelicans can get into the play-in. They have to keep win. They have to keep winning, man. That's the bottom line. It's a lot of games, a lot of time left, and it's very possible for them to do it. They have to keep winning.
Sean, dog, don't come in here hating because of what we did to your Spurs, bro. It's all right, bro. It's all right.
I ain't got nothing to say.
You got the national media saying Wemby can't check Zion, and I know you're a little bitter, bro, but just let us have this one, bro. We 3-1 right now. We can beat the Philadelphia 76ers. It's a tall order on a back-to-back, but
it can happen.
They're capable, man. They're capable.
It can happen.
And you saw it. We beat y'all. You know, you probably thought would have said we ain't had a snowball chance in hell of winning against y'all. And you see what happened.
Right. It can.
76ers, man.
It can happen. I mean, it's a situation where they're not distracted by.
It's happening tomorrow after we get that dub, Sean.
That's the point. It's very perceivable that we can end up we can beat Philly. Philly's not a juggernaut. They got some good players there. But, you know, like I said, we got a 4-game winning streak on Philadelphia going on right now. You know, we've beaten them 4 games in a row. So, you know, and I know some of these games, they had some of the players, some of that they didn't, and they have some firepower there, but we are fully stocked. We have talent. We need to go up against these teams. We got to beat good teams to keep building forward. That's the bottom line, regardless if they're under 500 or a little bit ahead of it like Philly is, 26-21. Regardless or not, we have to be able to handle business against these teams, man, and keep stockpiling wins. That's all I got to say about it, bro. That is what it is. And like I said, shout out to Sean and the Spurs, man. The Spurs turn their stuff around, you know, and, you know, they were able to get help from the NBA. He rigged the lottery so they can get Wemby and then get Harper and, you know, get all these other players that nobody know how they was able to do it. But shout out to y'all. Y'all did it. Y'all turned it around. Now let us land. Let us go ahead on and land our plane here on the runway of success. And it starts one game at a time. That's all I got, DC. Any last words before we get out, bro?
Nah, man, we'll be back here to do it tomorrow. So anything I ain't say tonight, I guess I could just say tomorrow.
That's
so
right. You're
short and sweet. Let y'all get some rest. We'll be back tomorrow to do it again.
All right. No, tomorrow's show, DC will share some recipes on some of his favorite dishes.
I don't know what the hell he talking about with that shit.
All right. So anyway,
with that being said, tomorrow. The only thing I know about is Big Q got to share his recipe for his sweet ass curry.
How about the spicy ass beans?
It's probably like
what about the spicy red beans? What about the spicy red beans you made? And spicy red beans with no rice.
You just ain't used to cayenne pepper. That's all.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So anyway, with that being said, we're gonna get out on that. We appreciate y'all, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. PPR in here. We'll return tomorrow.
Big Q got all the hope.
The Pels and the Sixers recap. Much love. Peace. And that's why he got it, Slim. He got all those.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always saying, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. together. Yeah, fly or die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thehootitdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thehootdatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below.